Happy Canada Day! Yay! Yeah, I know, it's not much, but it's the only thing that I think I own that actually has like a maple leaf and it's red and kind of symbolizes at least something vaguely Canadian? Sure. All things considered, you guys know, I love my country. I think it's a great place to be. I think it could be a hell of a lot better if the government that's currently in control, at least at the federal and at the provincial level, and you know what, even at the municipality level, if they would all just get the fuck out of people's way, we could be arcing towards a terrific society because we are flush with natural resources. We are flush with land. It's the second largest fucking country by mass in the entire world. There's no reason we shouldn't be up there with the other superpowers when it comes to things like GDP, happiness index, whatever you want to put it. But instead, we're just kind of middle of the pack malaise situation, mostly because, well, guess what? Stupid governments get in charge and do stupid fucking things, and it's reasons like that where I'm a little bit more optimistic about my province. But as we continue to go throughout the day, because there's going to be two videos here, mostly this one's going to be focusing on the great Canada Day itself, and then unfortunately we got to kind of divest into why we're having these kind of fucking cancellation celebrations, which is kind of sounds a little bit odd, but it's exactly what's going on right now because these fucking weirdos won't goddamn stop. Canada Day muted as country reckons with treatment of indigenous other minorities. Oh, really? Other minorities too? They want to hop in on this fucking shit show? But yeah, we'll just read a little bit of this. Multiple cities scrapped Canada Day celebrations on Thursday after discovery of hundreds of remains of children and unmarked graves at former Indigenous schools sparked a reckoning in the country's colonial past. Yeah, we already covered things like Victoria, British Columbia. Not where the initial find of unmarked graves, which later came out as being marked graves, but now being recycled by places like Reuters as being unmarked graves, but now they're just saying remains, which they weren't saying before, so it was leading to an entire situation where it's like, okay, there's graves, there's individual graves, but then there's no remains, so now there's remains. I don't know what to make of all this stuff, but a topic for another time. But like it says, yeah, many cities, the ones that are just off the top of my head, like I was saying, Victoria, not where the initial found was. And then not that long after that, Kamloops, close to where the initial school was dug up, and those remains and unmarked graves, I don't even know what we're calling them, had canceled that as well. And then a suburb of Edmonton, just outside of that, a rather nice place by all accounts, decides to cancel fireworks for Canada Day, which is, you know what, normally a fairly spectacular celebration. Except for up here in Grand Prairie, which has always been fucking retarded for as long as I've lived here, just since '96. It could have been different before we got here. But they always do it instead of leading into the day. Like normally, if you're going to be celebrating the entire day, July 1st this is, you would want to ring in the day, so you'd have your celebration, you know, because people would have the day off because it's Thursday, so it kind of makes work weeks a little bit weird. So you'd have your celebration at midnight on the day, right, so that you could properly ring in the day. But no, here in Grand Prairie, we have it on the evening of Canada Day, which, okay, that's, I guess, all right. But then you put it at 11:30. It's like, none of this shit makes sense, and I think you guys really need to rethink this, but maybe they have because they've been doing this for a very long time. But no, it's not happening in St. Albert because something a province over terrible happened decades ago. Cool. So, how about the word from our fearless leader out there? We as Canadians must be honest with ourselves about our past. Trudeau releases Canada Day statement. That's very ironic coming from a person who's had, 4 major scandals against him since he's assumed the office in 2015? Let's go through them, shall we? Holiday scam that he got from one of the large benefactors of the Liberal Party of Canada. We Charity, where his entire family got enriched and contracts were given to them, as well as the federal government giving them grants as well for them to thereby funnel into his family. SNC Lavalin, federal government giving preferential treatment to the builder based on the kickbacks they were receiving. And then most recently, the defense minister bungling the handling of the once proud, the once prodigious Royal Canadian Air Force. None of that kind of stuff, though. But again, he's trying to lump us all together with people who I will goddamn guarantee anybody who views this video will have nothing to do with what happened at those residential schools. Absolutely nobody, okay? Mostly run by the Catholic Church, funded by the federal government. What is this? We have to be honest about our pasts, okay? I don't have any skeletons in my closet, okay? I'm an open book. You want to talk to me about anything, I will have a conversation with you about it. That's fine. I don't have anything to be honest with. If he was going to go ahead and actually practice what he preaches, oh, he'd be up there at that fucking podium for a long goddamn time, because that is a heathen of epic proportions. Let's see what this dickhead had for a statement. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau released his statement wishing Canadians a happy Canada Day today, while also paying tribute to lives lost at residential schools. Again, I know it's a tragedy, but I've failed to see why that needs to be my problem. Why that needs to be the rest of Canada's problem. Because nobody around right now in the positions of power that they want to attack had a hand in doing any of this. Listen, the final school, and most of them, when we initially covered this stuff, they were closed in the fucking 60s. The last one that was still open was closed in 1997, for fuck's sakes, okay? We're talking 23, 24 fucking years ago at this point. Nobody is still there who had a hand in doing any of this horrific shit. But no, feel bad for them, and you need to, I don't know, just carry this one on your back, because Justin Trudeau and his office sees the success of marketing racism in the United States, and he wants a piece of that for himself. The full statement can be read below. Let's see if we can get through this without vomiting. Today we celebrate our country and everyone who calls it home. Ugh. We also reflect on everything we have accomplished and look forward to what we have to do. The pandemic has changed our daily lives. You have changed our daily lives. All of the fucking reasons why this pandemic has continued to affect our daily lives is because of decisions you have made. Reflect on that, you fucking dick sucker. Taught us hard lessons and kept us apart. You kept us apart. But through this challenge and crisis, Canadians were there for each other. Oh, really? Snitching on your fucking neighbors? Wearing a mask? Setting up dehumanization every time you go outside? Oh, wear your mask! Wear your mask! Get away from me! That's really Canadian. We all, young and old, made personal sacrifices to help keep our communities safe and healthy. Fuck off. We put signs in our windows and banged pots and pans for our frontline healthcare workers. Yeah, I got something for fucking frontline healthcare workers. And most of them, if you actually talk to them, because I had a reason to go to a hospital probably a couple of weeks ago, and these people are fucking fed up with all of these stupid fucking restrictions that are out there. They don't want to be lumped into the same group as those fucking assholes doing TikTok dances, trying to be more fucking important than they actually are. No, they just want to get past this stuff. They're real people. They're individuals. They don't want to be lumped in with the rest of those fucking buffoons that were out there. Oh, we support you. Yay! And if you actually gave a shit about frontline healthcare workers, you'd be taking their advice. Not stupid fucking Theresa Tam who hasn't seen a goddamn patient in, 20 fucking years? And you forced everybody to put signs in your windows, you fucking dickhead. God, he doesn't even get it. We ordered takeout and shopped at our local small businesses. What, the ones that you shut down? The ones that were deemed non-essential? 60% of which won't be coming back? How about that? Oh yeah, but we ordered takeout because, yeah, you couldn't go to a fucking gym. You still can't most of the fucking time. And if you let the fear-mongering of the Delta variant get out there again, guess what? Those fucking gyms are going to be closed down again. And then all you're going to be able to do is order fucking takeout from one of your big box stores. Oh yeah, you know what's been proven to help you just get over any kind of sickness out there? Exercise and taking care of yourself. But guess what you can do? You can fucking ring up McDonald's or Wendy's or Arby's or pick your favorite fucking big fast food chain. You can have that delivered to your door faster than you can go outside and put on a fucking pair of running shoes and go grab a mile. Oh, you make me sick. We're not throwing up yet, but I do have a headache that's building up. And once vaccines became available, we got our shots as soon as possible. I don't think anybody raced out there and has a great tale to tell, but fine. So our communities could return to normal. Oh, really? I just look outside right now and I just see a whole bunch of fucking normalcy now, don't you? You just go downtown, okay? Here in Grand Prairie, you go down to the Prairie Mall. I was there last weekend for the first time in what seems like a couple years. Oh yeah, everything seems back to normal. You got fucking arrows on the floor that were never there before. You got social distancing outside of everything, and you got signs out front if you don't put something over your face and you're not allowed in. I seem to be a little bit old enough to remember anytime that you had something over your face, you weren't allowed in. And in fact, the cops were called on you because you were going to be fucking knocking the place over. But yeah, no, we're returned back to normal, you gaslighting cunt. Hope, hard work, kindness, resilience, and respect. These are all values that Canadians have shown in the face of the pandemic, and today we should celebrate those values and what we've overcome. But while we acknowledge our success, we must recognize that for some, Canada Day is not yet a day of celebration. Well, guess what? If it isn't, get the fuck out. Get out. I don't want you here. We don't want you here because you aren't working together for a greater good. You're not here for a greater purpose. Oh, but Don, all the natives were here first. Yeah, well, they lost the war fair and square. You shouldn't have traded your fucking shit for fucking smallpox blankets, you dumb cunts. Jesus Christ. The horrific findings and remains of hundreds of children. I don't care. Because he wants everybody to feel bad for a small group of people that were affected. And we got many more questions that need answers, and we'll get to that next. But you might have read ahead a little bit, but Trudeau asked for Canadian flags to remain at half-mast for Canada Day, which doesn't sound anything like a celebration to me. Normally you put flags at a half-mast for a somber situation, but this is a celebration of Canadian values. This is a celebration of what makes Canada great, not a somber reflection of shit that magically came to light in the wake of many racist movements around the rest of the world. No, it's nothing to do with that. Prime Minister Faggot announced on Twitter on Wednesday morning that the flag on the Peace Tower in Ottawa will remain at half-mast on Canada Day. What, were you there and they just wanted to go ahead and greet you appropriately? Trudeau said the decision came as people across the country continue to honor the Indigenous children whose lives were taken far too soon. All of them were Indigenous, really? Is that what we're going to go with? Okay. And as Canada reflects on the tragedy of residential schools. Yeah, it sucks, but don't fucking put that burden on me, you dumb cocksucker. I don't give a fuck what he has to say. Mostly because he hates Canada, okay? He's a reason why we're in this situation. Him right there. We can at least point to one situation, the one thing that dramatically changed this country over the past 6 years. And he's right there. That guy right there with all of his socialist policies. And this isn't like fucking standard conservative or Republican talking points. We need to stop socialist policies. No, this dude right here has dramatically transformed this country. Not for the better. Not even remotely for the better. In a much more divided way than it's ever been throughout its history. We never had a civil war. We didn't have a civil rights movement that we went through. I can say, without a doubt, this is the most divided this country has ever been. And he's the guy at the center of this. He's the one that's dragging up all of this shit and try to collectively put the blame on all of Canada because, hey, governments passed and the Catholic Church decided to do some dumb shit a long fucking time ago. But no, I wished you guys well for Canada Day, okay? Justin Trudeau wanted to heap a whole bunch of guilt on you, but how about a leader from across the pond actually giving a good fucking message, okay? UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson gives enthusiastic Canada Day message because at least somebody fucking cares. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson gave an enthusiastic message to Canadians celebrating their anniversary of Confederation. Yeah, see, we didn't have to fight for ours. The message published across the official 10 Downing Street social media pages paints an accurate picture of the historical and moral ties that UK and Canada share. I didn't have any intention on playing this, but fuck it, might as well.
I'm delighted to join your celebration of Canada Day, and on this occasion words like friend and ally feel somehow inadequate. Britain and Canada share so much, and the affinity between us runs so deep that I prefer to think of our two countries as not just friends, but as family. That's why we work hand in glove across the world as a combined force for good. Canada is the only country that sits alongside the UK in the G7, the G20, NATO, Commonwealth, and the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance. In some capitals around the world, our diplomats actually share the same embassy. All of this is entirely natural because we cherish the same freedoms, we stand for the same ideals, and by and large, we believe in the same causes. So let's work together even more intensively to build back better after COVID, protect our planet from climate change, promote clean and green development across the world, achieve a fantastic new free trade agreement as swiftly as possible, make sure that we do that deal on cheese, and stand up for freedom, democracy, and human rights wherever they're threatened. Thank you.
Other than the little Build Back Better message and hand in glove, like, come on, ugh, Boris, you're making everybody cringe. That was, like, really, really nice, okay? And, yeah, it really did fall off a cliff at the end. We need to focus on green energy. No, how about, yeah, work on free trade. And, yeah, we do share the same values. Fundamentally, okay, as much as I hate Trudeau and his government, that'll pass eventually. We'll get through this. We'll get over it as more people start to wake up to the hypocrisy of the Trudeau government. That made me feel a whole hell of a lot better about the global situation, because he really did have a nice message. It was very succinct. It was very celebratory. It didn't make anybody feel bad at the end of it, other than, you know, the little inflexive cringe at Build Back Better. I'd like to see what Joe Biden put out there, but he's probably too busy sucking the dick of the 100th year anniversary of the CCP, so to be fair, he's probably got a lot on his mind, not much in the back of his throat, though. We'll talk about that tomorrow, because there's some new stories that came out as well. But like I said, we got to cover why everybody's fucking shitting on Canada Day. And that has to do with all of these fucking residential schools out there being dug up and discovered. So let's transition into that next, shall we? I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.